go. He was always caught under the ball, I thought there, Gilbert. And there's no need to try and take a ride on his back.
No, but I mean, I don't think he's going to beat Gilbert in the air too often, is he? He just slightly misjudged it. He'd already committed to trying to win that header. It just happened to be too deep for the both of them. As it turns out, again, it's another breakdown in the final third. I mean, I actually thought the pass from Richarlison to Coleman just forced Coleman to put a bit of a sprint on to keep it in, and then, of course, he didn't quite control the cross. So, yeah, it's just sloppy things like that that are costing Everton to a degree in this game. And obviously, you would have thought Silva had said something at the break, but yeah, Bernard's given it away. Bernard's given it away a couple of times in this half as well. So I mean, I think he's looking at the bench, thinking, "When's his number coming up?"
Yeah, well, he did score like the winner, didn't he, against Watford? But with Alex Iwobi coming in to the side this summer, or the squad, Bernard's only 26, so he's got plenty of years left in him. But he would be an obvious man to go in, as would for me Andre Gomez. He's not playing well at all this evening, not for the first time. He's just fired the ball out on the full, and he's suggesting, well, he's having a go at his teammate, but whoever he was aiming for, they were probably about 40 yards away from where he played the ball.
Yeah, disappointing again, isn't it? He might have more of a defensive responsibility. He seems to be playing quite deep to me. Obviously, they've lost Idrissa Gueye, you know, that kind of protection in front of the back four. I know you'd think that's more Schneiderlin's job to come in and fill those sort of shoes, but I think Gomez, most of the time, has been playing behind Schneiderlin as he is defending here. Villa on the attack.
Yeah, hotter it is. Finds Gilbert tries to drill it across, but Dini gets a good block in. Two Frenchmen going on it there, and it's thrown on the far side. Yeah, well, Gomez, he played as, I suppose, a number 8, as they say, last season alongside Ghana Gay, but I remember when he was younger, he was played number 10 at Valencia and played more of an advanced role at Barcelona as well, and doesn't look altogether comfortable with this more withdrawn role as Bernard wins his side a free kick off Hodder to scrapping out in the far corner, but Villa have come out again with plenty of determination. There's a lot of graft in this side, you feel. Otter, of course, a familiar face to Dean Smith, scored 12 goals and recorded 7 assists when they were together at Brentford, and a decent option from the start this evening. Anwar El-Ghazi has been playing. Trezeguet switched across to the left-hand side. In the modern day of wingers, I suppose, Hotter the left foot on the right hand side, Trezeguet the right foot on the left, as Calvert-Lewin pushes Engels needlessly. He wants the ball quicker, but the ball can be quicker. You still can't foul your opponent.
Yeah, it's a bit of a high-hanging ball, wasn't it? A bit more hope than expectation on that ball down there. They don't have that sort of physical presence necessarily at Everton. You know, Calvert-Lewin's, you know, got decent height about him. I think it's going to be tough, those sort of balls, not necessarily the other way. Villa, of course, have got Wesley to aim for as he's caught by Calvert-Lewin. The referees play the advantage because Villa come away with the ball. Both players slid in really, but because Wesley got there first, he would have got the free kick, but as I say, they've tried to play the advantage. Eventually he's put out by McGinn just as Wesley's getting back to his feet. Calvert-Lewin gets a yellow card. He's arguing his case, but I do feel a little bit sorry for him, because there isn't...
It was the other way around. It looked like Wesley stood on Calvert-Lewin, not the other way around.
There is that, but of course Calvert-Lewin's gone to ground, and he's just not quite there. But you've seen million challenges worse than that. He's almost pulling out of it. And I think Wesley's made the most of that contact there, to be fair. Like you say, he trod on Calvert-Lewin's outstretched legs. I think that's harsh for a yellow card. Yeah, Everton just not making things stick. It's been quite a scrappy start to this second half. Jota, I thought, the last time he was in shot there, actually, he appeared to be looking at the bench. I wonder if he feels he's under a little bit of pressure. I think he's done more than Trezeguet in this game, and was going to take off a wide man. If I was Dean Smith, it would be Trezeguet over Jota. Of course, Jota got the assist.
Yes, as Mings makes the tackle. And out for a throw-in, though, level with the edge of the Villa box. On the left-hand side, but Everton go backwards. Gomez is under pressure from McGinn. Schneiderlin gives it away. Trezeguet's there. No, he's not. Keen, well played by him. Read it well. the England defender. And back to Jordan Pickford. And well, you mentioned it earlier, Robin, that there's been plenty of action in both penalty boxes, but I don't think either Pickford or Heaton's made a save yet, as Mina now will find Schneiderlin. Central position, finds Bernard, back low to Mina. Schneiderlin can turn, he's got plenty of bodies ahead of him. Nice pocket of space found by Gylfi Sigurdsson. Wide ball by him, finds Digne. Digne down the line to Gomez at the byline, fires it across. Engels with a good block, out for a corner kick.
It was better from Everton. I mean, I thought for a moment Digne had overplayed it, but he hadn't. It was absolutely perfect for Gomez to get to the byline. There's lots of defenders back there, though. Maybe he could have stood it up to the far post, better chance, but he has one inside a corner.
Yeah, Yerry Mina always a real threat in these situations. Digne, good ball in as well. The head's go up, it is Mina, but it's over the crossbar. That was better by Everton. It was a good ball in by Digne, and both Keane and Mina were there. Mina got the header, but over the crossbar.
Yeah, he's under a little bit of pressure. He's kind of leaning backwards. Well, he's jumping backwards. Couldn't quite get over the ball. A better ball in, though, from a wide position. It at least gave an attacker, obviously it's a defender on this occasion, but at least gave an attacker in the box some kind of chance. So we've seen crosses over here, under here. That's arguably the first one we've had that's yielded an opportunity. He might be disappointed, but I think that's a tough chance under pressure, trying to beat two defenders in the end.
Yeah, two defenders and one of his teammates as well. He had to come over a number of bodies there, did Mina, as Gomez commits a foul. He's got a free kick then. Grealish just inside Everton territory will roll it back to Engels. Engels finds Mings. Mings to Taylor. That's 3 out of 10 there for Aston Villa. They rode it back. Mings fired it at Taylor, who was on the touchline, couldn't do anything, and out for a throw-in. Not really. If you're an analyst, I suppose they have made about 4 yards from that free kick. Anyway, they've got the ball back. It's Everton they're giving away now. Grealish under pressure from Schneiderlin and Richarlison. Sigurdsson holds off Luiz, but Luiz sticks to his task. Good defending by Douglas Luiz. And it's thrown on the near side, around the halfway line. Marco Silva talking to his assistant, Luis Boamorte. And, well, they look pretty animated there. You've got to think. It looks like Silva wants to make a change, and Boamorte is kind of like talking him through it, whether it's a good decision or not.
Yeah. Sometimes as a player, he looked quite hot-headed at times, didn't he, Luis Boamorte? But yeah, looks quite calm, talking away to the manager. I'm just wondering, given that free kick that we've just seen from Aston Villa, whether 1-0 is a dangerous lead for them, because they know they're in front. And they just don't want to. They don't want to get caught down. Phil, that's Grealish on the ball. He's played it back into his own half. There's a long time left in this game. You'd think the way that the game's gone, with 4 shots from the opposition, ball over the top, should just go through to Pickford rather than Wesley, and it does, played by the England man. But yeah, I just don't think they're being overly offensive at the moment. It's only 1 goal, and I think that's a dangerous game.
Into the second half then, and Villa still lead Everton 1-0 at home. Everton have had the best chance of the second half so far from a corner kick. Good ball in by Luca Digne, outswinger from the left-hand side, away from Tom Heaton, and Yerry Mina was up from the back. Decent, powerful header, however, it was coming over Michael Keane and a couple of defenders and couldn't direct it goalwards. Marco Silva's getting increasingly animated on the touchline. You've got to think that a change might be forthcoming quite soon, because his side are playing in fits and starts. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's also in the book, and maybe the suggestion is that he will be the man replaced by Moise Keane. Though, as it stands, it is 1-0 to Villa.
Another bad cross, this time from Schneiderlin. Villa have attacked down their right-hand side. They've been able to do so. Jota tries to fire it into the box, and I think that was Trezeguet making the run, although it's a poor clearance, and Jota and Gilbert come by. This time Gomez has just nudged over Jota. It'll be a free kick to Villa, halfway inside the Everton half. And it's too far out to go for a goal, obviously, but well, there's 2 Everton players that were probably a yard away, and if Villa don't want to play it because they're not retreating, then just point it out to the referee. Don't just play it backwards because we're in the blue shirt there. This time the referee's come across to have a word with Bernard and Sigurdsson. You don't seem to get yellow cards by not retreating anymore, do you? But, I mean, Villa don't need to hurry this game along. If Everton want to break the rules, as it were, let them do it.
Yeah, Grealish, deep ball in towards Mings. Mings, good header as well, but straight down into Michael Keane. It deflects into the hands of Jordan Pickford, the Everton player, suggesting maybe Mings was offside, but the flag doesn't go up. And they went to sleep there. That's good play by John McGinn. Skips in ahead of Digne and he's charging forward. The Scottish into the box. Rolls it to Trezeguet. Trezeguet tries to just knock it off to Grealish. He was off balance as he played the ball. Good clearing challenge by Luis. Out for a throw-in the Everton left-back area. Just thinking, if it was any player other than Grealish there, I think Trezeguet might have taken it on himself. But as, of course, he is the skipper, Grealish, he almost felt like he had to play it to him.
Yeah, and I just, it's easy to say when, of course, we're watching it with TV pitches. You can see where the space is. If they've just put any kind of ball to the far post, you know, Keane is very much at the near post. And who is going to challenge Wesley for a cross? It might well have been Pickford, but obviously in the thick of the action, you don't necessarily see that space in that. I do actually think, having said this, that Wesley also made a run to the near post as well. When there's two defenders there, there's nobody far post, but you know they've now got a free kick. Gomez on the back of McGinn. This is actually a decent period of play for Villa. I don't think they've tried to do too much in this second half, but maybe they're just thinking, do you know what, Everton are not testing us today. Why don't we try and get a second?
Well, it's a mismatch at the back post. It's obviously, I think Marcus Silva wants Mina and Keane, his two biggest men in the middle of the line. So Mings is marking Andre Gomez, and he's just about it's a Gomez header just in front of Mings. Off his header or maybe his shoulder, I'm not quite sure, but as you'd expect, really, he wasn't convincing by the Portuguese. Obviously something that Mings or Dean Smith's picked out, and they're trying to execute and getting in round the back and having a free header. Is this a strange ball is the best way I can describe it by Gomez, who's I'll hand over to Rob because I'm not quite sure what he was doing.
Yeah, it's not quite the Sigurdsson final ball of the first half. I don't know what that was, but he tried a first time pass out to the left, but he's just hit it straight down the pitch. It's on his right foot. Just a big up and under that obviously Heaton dealt with. I was actually forgetting the earlier opportunity for Tyrone Mings. Now, I think he should have done better. Gylfi Sigurdsson is actually just making way for Alex Iwobi. I suppose we didn't mention Gylfi Sigurdsson as a potential man to depart because he's usually good for at least a chance or a goal, but I don't think Richarlison, Bernard or Calvert-Lewin have played any worse, any better than Sigurdsson, but that's obviously the decision that the manager's made. But yeah, that headed chance, I think Mings is almost trying to just head it back into the danger zone when really he's got a free head at goal.
And yeah, he's looking all the way, and with the pace and the ball, he fancy him to try and power it towards the far corner. Bernard's the other man who's gone off, so maybe it will be wide left. Almost a 4-4-2 it looks like for Everton. So you can't accuse Marco Silva of being reticent in bringing or being negative in his changes, can you? As Gomez again clips the ball wide. Digne had to back pedal there. Iwobi gets his first touch, and it's Paul Wood. It goes out for a throw-in on the far side. He pleads innocence with Michael Oliver, but Gilbert's had a decent game despite being